Hey guys, welcome back. So I just woke up. I'm sure you'll hear that in the vlog that's gonna go up on Friday. But so I just woke up, I put on some makeup. I have to go to the vet with my mom in like 40 minutes or so for Lulu. If you haven't been following me for a long time, you guys have no idea who Lulu is. Lulu is my blind little pug. She's about 11 or 12 now. If you watch any of my first videos, she used to be sleeping in the back on my bed. But when we moved out about 6 years ago, she stayed with my mom because, like I said, she is blind and she just knew that house a lot better and we travel a lot, so it was just better for her to stay with mom. But she's gotten older and she's diabetic now. She's still blind, but now she has like this weird thing where we don't know if she had a stroke, but she kind of like tilts her little head to the side and it's really sad. So we're going to the vet today. We had to spend Christmas Eve and I think Thanksgiving at the vet with her. Like we were, like my mom called me like 6 o'clock in the morning. We had to like rush her to the vet because we thought she had a stroke. But she did not have a stroke, they say, but she's got this weird little head tilt now. So we're gonna go to the doctor later today, but I wanted to get a video up today, so I was like, I gotta come in here and film. So we're gonna do an updated like brow situation. I'm like trying to get closer. So I want to do an updated brow routine. I'm going to show you like my more natural-esque looking brow and my more filled in brow. So they both start out exactly the same, just one gets filled in and one doesn't. So I've been growing out my brows for a couple months now. I actually like lost track of when I started growing out my brows. In the beginning it was really tough. Like it was really hard. I was like, I have to tweeze, I have to do something, but the longer that it went on, like now I don't even care. Like this is what my brows look like when I wake up in the morning. And I'm fine with that. I kind of like the more like feathery, wispy, wild looking brow now. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you my wild, wispy brow and then like my kind of more like polished brow, if you will. Even though it's still like a little bit wild, I'm just like kind of into that instead of like the super structured brow. So first things first, I used this Grande eye opener. This is a brow and lash serum. I have been using it on my lashes as well. I don't know like how much it helped because like I said, I've been growing my brows for a while now, but I have been using like some kind of growth serum, regardless if it worked or not. I have been using it, so I just wanted to mention it to you guys. I bought this because I'm subscribed to that magazine New Beauty, and this guy was in there right around the time I started growing out my brows, so I purchased this guy and I like it. Like I said, I use it on my lashes as well. Look how long they are now. These are falsies. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how like amazing it worked because I just have been growing them out so long. So I'm gonna clip my hair out of the way so we can get to work. So I like to use two different brushes. One because we're gonna put gel in our brows to kind of keep them like up, you know, like this. They're all brushed out now, so they're all brushed over, but I want them to be like a little wild, so I like all my hairs to stand up. And I just find that using a little bit of hair gel actually helps a lot more. So I just like to brush everything upwards, just so when I go in with the gel, it's not gonna like clump up or anything crazy. And can we just talk about the brow growth here happening? I don't know actually when I'm gonna like let somebody touch them. I don't know. I know that these brows will not be for everybody and I'm okay with that, but they are for me and I've seen a lot of you wanting to know what I'm doing. So if these bushy ass brows are not for you, just go ahead and click out. Just do it right now, click. And you don't even gotta deal with it. So I just use gel. I have it in this weird little travel container that I just always put just like a little bit like that, like a little amount like that. I steal it from Jeremy. I'm sure you can use any hair gel, but I put it in this because I don't wanna take his huge one. It's like this big. And then I just travel with this, but it does dry out quickly. So I only put like a little bit in there at a time. I know it looks kind of grody, but it's just hair gel. With my first spoolie brush, I'm just going to dip it into the gel and take a little bit of that off. And then I'm just gonna lightly start to push this like into my brows. And then I'm just gonna kind of sculpt and shape my brow how I want it with the gel. But you gotta be like light-handed with it because you don't wanna get it like all up in your foundation. I'm just gonna brush all these out, lay them flat. So here's what they look like when I first brush them up. They look a little bit crazy. So then how my brows fit into my routine is I usually do my brows second. I do my foundation and then I do my brows and I don't touch them again until I'm done with all my makeup. And by that time I've usually powdered my face and there's a little bit of like gel residue left in the eyebrow hairs themselves. So what I do is go in with actual mascara. I'm just using the first mascara that I see here, which is my Voluminous Carbon Black. And I'm gonna run this through the brows. This really helps to eliminate any excess excess gel residue that may be left over, and it kind of adds a little bit of extra dimension to the brow. You want to use a very, very light hand when you're doing this. I also hit all the smaller like baby hairs right here with the mascara, which just gives the illusion of a thicker brow. And then that's all that I usually do when I'm going for like a more natural-esque brow. It saves so much time. I really like the mascara added to the end of it because it does, in my opinion, make the brow look a lot thicker, because you can get those like little tiny hairs that are there that you can see, but sometimes they just like lose themselves in the brow. Like I said, I know they're not going to be for everybody, but if you're into a more natural-esque looking brow, then I feel like you'll like it. And then when I want like a little bit like more of a filled in structure looking brow, it still looks wild because I mean, look at all the brow hair that's happening. I just fill it in with a little bit of brow powder. I use the Anastasia Pro palette. Mine is B2 shit. I am currently using the Granite shade at the bottom, so I use just like a combo of the two shades. And I like to use the Anastasia 7 brush. Honestly, I don't know if they like still make this brush. They make like a 7B now, which is like a little bit bigger than this, because I've gone to Ulta a few times now to try to get the 7 and it wasn't there. But the 7B is super, super similar. I do like the 7B. This one is just a little bit smaller. We're just going to kind of follow our natural brow line. So we're gonna draw a line underneath our brow and then extend it just a little. And then we're gonna just kind of fill like where that little bit of gappage is. So you can see the difference already just with just one little underline created. And then just ever so slightly go in up here and kind of just make this a little more structured. I don't go all the way in, I just kind of go where the hairs start to lay a little more flat. Usually I wouldn't have put the mascara on my eyebrows yet. If I knew I was going to fill them in, I would save that till the end, but that's okay. And then I still keep the front a little wild. Now we want to clean up our brow to kind of disguise the little hairs that are underneath there. We're going to use MAC Select Cover Up, and this is an NW15. I'm just going to squirt a little drop on the back of my hand. And we're going to take a little tiny brush and pick up some product, and then we're just going to carve out the brow. And then with like a larger fluffy brush, you can just go ahead and buff out that concealer. And then I would finish this brow off with mascara, but we already did that, so I'm not going to throw another coat on it, but this is all that I would do. But that is my structured brow, and then this is my more natural-esque looking brow. So that's basically what I've been doing for my brows. The best thing that I could tell you to do to let your brows grow is to just give it time. Time is going to be your best friend. In the beginning, yes, it does suck trying to grow out your brows, but like after a few weeks, it's just like whatever. Like you don't even care if people are like, oh, you need to get your brows done. You're like, I'm letting them live, okay? So let me know what you guys have been into. Are you into the more IG brow still? Are you going towards a more natural feathery brow? Let me know. And also, if you grew out your brows, leave some comments down below and let people know what you did to kind of speed up the process, or if you use any kind of growth serum or anything like that. So that is it for me, guys. I will see you in the next video.